What is K-pop Demon Hunters? Hello everyone. Today I've prepared a really exciting topic. It's K-pop Demon Hunters, the animated film that has recently become a global sensation. Have you heard of it? The moment it was released on Netflix, it skyrocketed in popularity. At special overseas screenings, fans even stood up from their seats, singing and dancing. It wasn't just a movie anymore, it became more like a concert event. In this video, I won't just introduce the plot. I'll also cover how this project came to life, how its story and world were built, why the music and soundtrack became such a big deal, how it performed and what kind of social response it got, and finally, what cultural meaning it holds and what possibilities lie ahead. So let's first take a look at how this movie was born. K-pop Demon Hunters is an animated musical fantasy film that was released worldwide on Netflix on June 20, 2025. It was directed by Maggie Kong and Chris Appelhans. Maggie Kong, in particular, is a Korean-American filmmaker who infused the film with a strong sense of Korean identity. The studio was Sony Pictures Animation, the same company behind Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so expectations were high. From the very beginning, the project attracted attention as a global animation centered on K-pop. That's because although Hollywood has dealt with Asian culture before, no one had ever created a work that directly combined K-pop and Korean mythology. That originality was the film's starting point. Now, let's move on to the story and the world. The main characters are Huntarex, a fictional K-pop girl group. By day, they dazzle fans on stage with their performances. But at night, they transform into demon hunters protecting the world. Their enemies are the Saja Boys, demons disguised as a handsome boy band. On the surface, they sing and dance for fans. But in reality, they drain people's energy and try to plunge the world into chaos. The story's world features a special moon called Han Moon. It must turn golden for the world to remain safe. And Huntarex's mission is to maintain that balance. The personal conflict of the main character Rumi also plays a big role. She carries demonic markings on her body, which makes her struggle with self-denial and pain. But eventually she learns to accept herself and chooses to use her powers to protect the world. In other words, this isn't just a simple good versus evil battle, it's also a story about embracing your identity and growing from it. Visually, the film is stunning. The lighting of concert stages, the colorful aesthetics of K-pop music videos, and traditional Korean motifs all blend beautifully. The audience feels as though they are watching an animated concert. Now let's talk about the music. The real power of K-pop Demon Hunters comes from its soundtrack. Actual K-pop artists took part in it. For example, Twice members Jiho, Chongyun, and Chaeyoung performed the track Takedown, while the fictional group Huntarex sang Golden. Golden in particular became an explosive global hit upon release. It topped the Billboard Global 200, reached #1 on the UK singles chart, and performed as strongly as any real-world K-pop smash. On top of that, the entire soundtrack album entered the top tier of the Billboard 200. Establishing itself as one of the representative musical soundtracks of 2025. The key point here is that it wasn't just movie music. It actually succeeded independently in the global music industry. In other words, this film wasn't only an event in cinema, but in the music world as well. So how did it perform overall? K-pop Demon Hunters set a record as the most watched animated film in Netflix history right after its release. In just 10 weeks, it racked up more than 236 million views. In overseas theatrical screenings, fans couldn't even stay in their seats. They got up to sing along and dance. The screenings felt more like live concerts. The media quickly took note, describing it as not just a movie experience, but a new kind of cultural event created by fandom. Now let's wrap up with the cultural meaning of this movie. First, it represents the expansion of Korean popular culture. It didn't just put K-pop on the stage. It embedded Korean mythology, Hanbo-inspired designs, weapons, and architectural styles into its details, presenting a strong Korean identity. Second, it showed the expansion of content genres. K-pop, originally a music and performance culture, merged with animation, musical storytelling, and fantasy world-building, opening new creative possibilities. Third, it highlighted the power of global fandom. Its success wasn't only because of the studio, but because worldwide K-pop fans eagerly consumed and shared it, creating a viral phenomenon. Fourth, it showed potential for expansion. Sequels, TV series, and even stage musical adaptations are already being discussed. And many believe the chances of success are very high. So to sum it all up, K-pop Demon Hunters is not just an animated musical. With its unique story of K-pop idols as demon hunters, its soundtrack that topped real-world global charts, its record-breaking Netflix numbers, and its cultural symbolism of spreading Korean identity worldwide, this film has clearly become a cultural icon whose influence will continue into the future. And I'd like to leave you with a question: do you think this film will remain simply a blockbuster hit? Or will it be remembered as a groundbreaking work that redefined K-pop and Korean culture on the world stage? That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Have a wonderful day.